Live from Fox 11, the news starts now.
Late this afternoon, storms sent people seeking cover all across our area.
Tonight, we're taking a look at the damage across multiple communities.
Plus, shots fired on Republican congressmen.
Scalise was to my left, and I saw him go down.
An update on the wounded, including House Leader Steve Scalise.
Badly in need of repair, Fox 11 investigates, exploring why it's taking so long to fix bridges across the area.
And some possible explanations for how this black widow spider ended up outside a Brown County home.
Balanced news and severe weather coverage. This is Fox 11 News at 9.
The storms may be over, but cleanup is just beginning across northeast Wisconsin.
All of a sudden, the wind just started blowing and everything was flying.
Including trees and power lines. And we continue our severe weather coverage.
After fast-moving storms spawned several possible tornadoes.
The tornado's right there!
What more residents are dealing with tonight, topping Fox 11 News at 9. Good evening, everyone. Yes, it is quieter tonight, but all across our area, in a nutshell, buildings are damaged, trees are down, tens of thousands of people are still without power, and some communities are flooded.
What a busy afternoon it was. Residents have now been busy cleaning up after the sirens sounded and just before the strong winds and severe weather blew throughout our area. The National Weather Service says at least 4 tornadoes were reported. Jeremy sent us these photos of one possible tornado in Shawano County. Patrick believes it hit near Lesser or Navarino. The Red Cross has opened a center to provide resources to anybody that is affected by the storms. 2 other tornadoes were reported in Green Lake and Outagamie counties. One was near Shiocton and the other about 3 miles east of Markesan. The National Weather Service also used this video to confirm a tornado in the Gresham area. It was sent to us by Jody Ward, and we passed it along to the National Weather Service. You can see the funnel forming in the distance. The National Weather Service will be out to survey the damages tomorrow.
Those strong winds, sometimes 70 miles an hour, whether they were a tornado or not, they were extremely strong winds, swept across many communities in the area. In Appleton, for example, peeling off the side of a warehouse building.
And that's just one piece of the damage found after today's storms. Fox 11's Alex Rinaldo has more.
It was scary. I've been in a few before, but this one was bad.
Tom Hahn and his wife emerged from their basement Wednesday afternoon to find this tree in their backyard, narrowly missing their house. Hahn tells us he's not surprised the storm knocked over trees.
I looked at some of these trees outside. They were almost laying down. I went, let's go down the basement.
Hahn says he could tell the storm was especially strong.
From the basement, we could hear trees crashing. Things hitting the roof and the siding and the windows.
Up and down this neighborhood on the southeast side of Appleton, it's a similar story. Trees, branches, and debris everywhere.
The wind picked up like crazy. All of a sudden, the wind just started blowing and everything was flying.
The storm got ugly fast. This warehouse suffered serious damage thanks to the high winds. You can see panels of the outer walls ripped away. This semi-truck at the warehouse was tipped on its side.
It came up pretty quickly, and it's kind of isolated.
Appleton Police Sergeant Dave Lund says the storm mostly affected the city's southeast side. He has warnings for those starting to clean up.
If there's any chance that there's any wires down, we need people to stay away from those. If there's any possible injuries, that we need to be alerted to that.
These neighbors say it could be a very long cleanup, too.
I think we've only had maybe one storm that was anywhere near like this, and that was years ago.
It's going to be a lot of cleanup. So there you hear a lot of chainsaws running for the next few days.
Again, that was Alex Rinaldo reporting for us. According to Appleton Police, there was not much, if any, serious damage reported on the city's north side.
Pulaski also among the communities where it is cleanup time tonight. Take a look at Shippey Park earlier this evening, where some of the trees were uprooted. Firefighters redirected cars away from downed power lines that were blocking roads, a scene repeated time after time around the area this evening. Residents also, trying to do their part in the cleanup. As you can see here, one car buried by a tree.
This is the worst I've ever seen it. Wherever you look, there's trees down, and water's standing all over the place, roads are flooded. It's Mother Nature, I guess.
It is nature, a furious nature this evening. The storms also caused problems at Green Bay's Farmers Market on Broadway. Ken Corey sent us this video. You can see the winds picking up before blowing over some tents, sending people running for cover. So that's a look at what has happened. We're with Patrick now. The storms formed quickly and seemed to almost move through just about as quickly.
They raced through the area. These storms were developing out near La Crosse at about 10 o'clock this morning, and they just evolved into a line and raced across the state, and they cut right through our entire viewing area. So it wasn't like a hit and miss thing. There were some widespread areas. Yeah, there was. There really was. There was a widespread area of tree damage, numerous communities throughout our area. The good news is that the tree damage the thunderstorms have moved away, but you can see widespread damage reports, including tornadoes in eastern and northern sections of Shawano County and down near Markesan, and then widespread tree damage reports from that line as it was working towards the northeast. We had the tornado near Markesan, just about 3 miles to the east of Markesan. Also, thunderstorm wind gusts with large trees down around the city of Appleton, as we just saw. Other severe thunderstorm reports over the northern portions of the area. The tornado near Gresham, that was confirmed by the video that was sent to us, and the tornado near the Navarino wildlife area. A lot of reports of that tornado coming in from Navarino and west of Angelica. National Weather Service is going to have damage teams out surveying around the area tomorrow.
It's going to be busy. Flooding was also a problem because of the storms in a number of communities. Take a look. This video was taken at Cedar Park in Bonduel. As you can see, the water was rushing onto the baseball diamond shortly after that storm moved through the area. And still happening now, power outages. It's a big concern as they continue across a lot of our area this evening. Tens of thousands of utility customers are still affected. More than 19,000 WPS customers are in the dark right now. Another roughly 15,000 We Energy customers are also waiting for the lights to come back on. Utility crews have been busy since Sunday. That is when strong storms knocked out power across the North Woods, and then a second round of storms added to the number of outages on Monday. Downed trees are a major driver of those power outages, and there are many trees that are down all across our area tonight. Fox 11's Courtney Ryan came across this downed tree near Packerland and Hazelwood in Green Bay. It's about 2 miles west of Lambeau Field, and even as I was out and about tonight, there were plenty of downed trees in that area. You can view a lot of the photos and videos of the damage that we have online. We also have a link for you to check out and upload your own videos and photos to us. Just head to fox11online.com and look for the gallery. You can find that right on our homepage.
Other major news tonight, a House Republican leader, Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise, remains in critical condition tonight after he was shot this morning by a gunman at a GOP baseball practice in suburban Washington. And doctors said tonight he will need more surgery. Also new tonight in this developing story, reports of a surprise hospital visit by President Trump. The shooting has also sparked worries about other possible attacks and prompted calls for calm in an increasingly politically charged atmosphere.
Fox 11's chief political correspondent Scott Thuman was on the scene and has more.
An ambush on Congress. Members and staff practicing for a charity baseball game were attacked Wednesday. In Alexandria, Virginia, I'm Scott Thuman.
The UP's Congressman, Jack Bergman from Watersmeet, was one of many on that baseball field this morning. He was not injured. Bergman says that he was next in line to bat when the first shot was fired.
Well, it all happened very quickly. We certainly weren't expecting the attack, but within about a millisecond after that second shot, most people knew it was gunfire and we needed to start scrambling. We were very fortunate that he couldn't gain access through the chain link fence.
The congressional baseball game, by the way, is still scheduled for tomorrow, but President Trump will not attend because of increased security concerns. As we continue tonight at 9, investigators trying to determine what caused an apartment complex fire in London.
12 people died in that fire, and officials fear that number could increase. Coming up, what some people had to do to escape this burning building.
Plus more on how today's severe weather left its mark on Green Bay and on several area medical facilities.
Several bridges in our area are in bad shape and need to be rebuilt, but some projects are being delayed by as much as 3 years, and others could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars more than expected. It's
not just in our area, it's also part of a statewide problem. So, who's responsible for the delays and the higher costs? Tonight, Fox 11 investigates. Robert Hornacek digging for some answers.
It's extra cost on the local taxpayer.
I don't have $1 million laying around.
I'm troubled by it.
A recent state audit found the original estimates for some state highway projects were way off, costing taxpayers millions. Fox 11 Investigates has found the same thing is happening with some local bridge projects.
It's way past time for this one to be replaced.
Paul Fontecchio is the highway commissioner in Brown County.
How would you characterize the condition of this bridge?
This bridge is in tough shape. It's still structurally sound for vehicular traffic, but the outside edge is in tough shape.
This bridge on County Highway ZZ south of De Pere is one of 5 bridges the county had planned to replace next year. But Fontecchio says those plans have to change.
When did you realize there was a problem with the funding?
So we met with the DOT on January 12th. They informed us that the 5 bridges that we had in the program were $1.6 million over budget.
Fontecchio soon found Brown County was not alone.
It wasn't until we started talking to other municipalities, other counties, that we realized, well, this isn't just a Brown County phenomenon. This is happening all across the state.
Bob Ziegelbauer is the Manitowoc County executive.
We're getting caught up in the state problems a little bit.
Ziegelbauer says the county had planned to rebuild about a dozen bridges next year. That was until they found out they would be costing a lot more than expected.
The difference is on the local dime. And that's what the problem is.
So why would these projects cost so much more than expected? We wanted to ask the DOT that, but the agency would not provide anyone for an on-camera interview.
What was your initial reaction when they said these bridges are $1.6 million over?
My initial reaction was, oh man, I've never been that far off on an estimate before, so how could that be?
Fontecchio says he wasn't off. He says the estimates are put together with guidance from the DOT and an estimating tool provided by the DOT. He says the DOT told him the estimating tool did not adequately estimate the costs of the projects. While no one from the DOT would talk on camera, in an email, a spokesperson explained the DOT has had difficulty in accurately projecting costs for projects at all levels, and the agency is currently undergoing a complete re-evaluation of all projects.
Very troubled by it.
Republican State Senator Rob Coles is the co-chair of the State Audit Committee. While the recent audit only covered the highway program, Coles says the state may want to take a closer look at the local bridge program.
That may be something we would do at some point.
In the meantime, local governments are scaling back some projects and delaying others.
We did shrink the size and footprint as much as we could. So yeah, but Brown County is going to be on the hook for easily $900,000 to $1 million.
Fontecchio says this bridge on County Highway M near Swamico was supposed to be rebuilt next year, but now it will be delayed 3 years. The money that was set aside for it will be used to pay for some of the shortfalls on the other 4 bridges.
That bridge was the least worst out of the 5, so that was the one we picked to push back, and we'll be funding that out of Brown County.
In Manitowoc County, Ziegelbauer says a couple of small bridge projects will be delayed. Others, like the bridge on County Highway R, scheduled for 2019, will stay on track.
That particular bridge has got to be replaced.
But Manitowoc County taxpayers may have to pay more for it.
Will cost us maybe $600,000 or $700,000 additional.
The DOT tells Fox 11 Investigates that both Brown County and Manitowoc County will receive additional money for their local projects. Exactly how much, the DOT could not say at this point. Fontecchio says he's pleased to hear about the extra money and says it will be put to good use. For Fox 11 Investigates, I'm Robert Hornacek.